Hi, everybody. Hello, good evening. I see a lot of people already in the comments. Hi, everybody. Oh, so many people to say hello to. Hi, friends. I see a lot of friends in the comments. I'm not going to call you out by name because there's so many. Yay. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. So, how are you? If you're in the US, have you had a good Labor Day weekend? I have been on StreamYard 3 times this weekend. So I guess in that respect, it's been a fun weekend because I've been able to share or help share a lot of fun lives with people. So yay. Oh, I see somebody in Northern Michigan. Hi, Cheryl. I don't know if you know, but I'm originally from Michigan as well. I live in Georgia now. If you haven't met me before, my name is Libby Hickson. I'm marketing director at Hero Arts. And I am usually the person who goes live every month with these releases. And we had so much fun a few weeks ago, right before our holiday release. We did a pre-launch party for that release. And a lot of people tuned in, and it was fun to show you all the products ahead of time. Now, that's not anything we've ever done with My Monthly Hero. It's always usually a reveal on launch day. So we thought we'd change it up a little this month and do a live the night before. And it just happens to be a holiday. So thank you all for being here. I'm sure you're probably winding down your holiday weekend. And if you're in the US, if you're not in the US, never mind. Hi, friends. I'm seeing a lot of fun friends saying hello. MJ Elizabeth is from Michigan and lives in Georgia now too. Ah, we're the same. I live in the Atlanta area, just north of Atlanta. And Hero Arts, of course, is located out in California. So I work remotely for Hero Arts. Hi, everybody. I'm looking down to the side because I'm looking at all the comments. All right. So I'm going to just jump right in because I have a lot of things to go over tonight and I don't want to keep you too long on this Sunday evening. Yeah, Rosie says we're usually begging for a hint in the Fanatics Facebook group. That is so true. So we have a Hero Arts Kit Fanatics Facebook group, which is not Hero Arts doesn't run it. It's just a fan group, but we're so appreciative of all the friends that are in that group, including Rosie, who's one of the admins for that group. And everybody's like, what could it be? They start guessing and wanting hints. And I can never give too many big hints, although sometimes I really do give big hints in there. But by now you guys have seen the countdown. So leading up to our release, we always have countdown posts on our blog and social media throughout the weekend. So I'm sure everyone knows by now what the general theme of this kit is. It is super cute. It's a fall magical forest with mushrooms and gnomes and all the fun things that go in a magical forest, right? And it's great for fall. There's a lot of fall leaves and things that you can make themed for fall. So, hi, Kat Kerr. Nice to see you. Ooh, she's one of my mixed media idols. Kat, I should talk to you about doing a demo in our mixed media group. That's a whole nother subject. So yeah, we also have a mixed media Facebook group, Hero Arts, Mixed Media with Hero Arts, and we would love it if you join us there as well. I know a lot of people tonight are joining on YouTube, and maybe you don't do Facebook, and that is okay too. All of our lives that we do in the mixed media group, we also stream to our YouTube channel, so you don't have to miss out on that. We do a demo every Sunday night with mixed media products from Hero Arts. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and go to my overhead camera. I have to comment first. Michelle Lupton, who's on our global team, among many other things she does for Hero Arts, she's in Australia, and she's saying it's a little weird to make autumn cards when she has daffodils and blossoms on her trees because, of course, the opposite seasons are happening on the other side of the world. All right, so let me go ahead and go to my overhead camera. So the first thing I want to tell you about is this fun little checklist that we made. We had it linked in our Friday blog post, I think, and I also put it in maybe the very first comment or one of the first comments in this live. So this is our checklist we made that if you are interested, you could go ahead and print this out and have it to mark down your wish list of what you're hoping to grab tomorrow. And here, I'm going to go ahead and see if I can put it in the comments one more time. So if you do want to grab it, there it is. All right. And I'm going to kind of go in the order of this checklist when I go through the products tonight. And so without any further ado, let's start by talking about the kits. So if you are new to Hero Arts kits, we do a classic kit and then we also do a premium kit. And the classic, the premium just kind of steps it up a little and adds a few more things to the kit. And our theme for our classic kit this month is this beautiful frame die that you can see has leaves and mushrooms and pine cones. Now, if you are familiar with a couple dies we've had this year, it's very similar in feel. We had our bees and florals back in the spring, which was super duper popular. And Michelle, there is a get them all for the add-ons, but we need it for the whole release, don't we? I just had to laugh about that. Anyway, and then we also we have a poinsettia die that's similar to this as well in the holiday release, which actually I have that one right here. This is what our poinsettia one looks like. So you get the idea. So what this die does is when you cut it, it partially cuts, so it leaves some of it on your paper, and then it cuts around some of the mushrooms and different things. You can kind of poke things up to give it a little dimension after you've colored it, but it's so pretty. And you can put a little message in there. You can make a window, a shaker card. But the wonderful thing about this, if you don't love having to take all that time to color each thing separately, which by the way, I love to do, I love coloring directly onto these kind of frames, especially with my liquid watercolors. It's one of my very favorite things. And that's what I want to try to do yet tonight for tomorrow's launch. So look for that tomorrow. So, but we have, to make it easier for you guys, right here in the corner of the screen are some layering stencils. So there's 3 stencils that you can layer up right on top of this. Let me see if I can sort of show you. I think I had that one upside down. But see how there's this layer is lining up with those little mushrooms? And you just layer it right on top of your die cut, and then easy peasy, you can get your mushrooms all colored in, or your leaves, or the veins of your leaves. So there are 3 different stencils to help color those in. And I'll actually show you how to do them in just one second. I just want to show you the rest of the stuff in this launch, and then, or in this kit, this classic kit, then we'll go ahead and do a little stenciling. There's also this really fabulous stamp set. Let me put something behind it so you can see it a little easier. Really fun decorated messages. There's thank you, happy sweater weather. Oh my gosh, I can't wait for sweater weather, you guys. I had to be outside at noon today for a service, and it was so hot. I'm in Georgia, like I mentioned. So I am so ready for sweater weather. I cannot even begin to tell you. Sending my gratitude, autumn greetings, season of thanks, and happy fall. And then we also have some that you can do as little message strips with gratitude, thankful for you, hello friend, and happy autumn. So they have a nice fall vibe to them, some thankful type messages for Thanksgiving coming up. So really, really fun messages. And guys, if you have I'm kind of going solo tonight. Tammy is often here in the comments helping out for Hero Arts, and she had plans today because it's the holiday, right? And so if you have a question, make sure and write question really big so that it'll help me see it a little bit easier. The sentiment set, yes, is in the main kit. So, I mean, look at all this stuff in the main kit, right? This is a lot just right there. That's so worth it. And then we also have 8 sheets of our clear card panels, which are A2 sized. You can't see it because it's clear, but take my word for it, they're there. And this is so that you could build some shaker cards if you wanted to with that little window, you know, you can't even see this, but trust me, there's acetate there, clear panels, and you could make some shakers if you wanted to. And then also we have 4 ink cubes in the kit in nice fall colors for coloring up the scene. There's a cherry, spicy mustard, caramel, and espresso. These are our core ink line colors. And so they're all available in full-size pads if you wanted to get the full size once you try it and love it. But these are the cubes. I just saw somebody else say outside Atlanta, Georgia. Hello, Deb Brown. I'm in Marietta, so we're probably somewhat neighbors. I just had to comment on that when I see my fellow Georgians in the comments. All right. And then the last thing that comes in the main classic kit that I don't have in hand, but it looks kind of like this. You can use your imagination. This is our glue tube, but it's in the same kind of thing. It's a lacquer pen that is white acrylic lacquer. So it's for making little dots on your mushrooms. Basically, you can make little white dots on your mushrooms. And I don't have it yet. Mindy Egan has it. She's doing our video tomorrow, and she will show it in the video. But just, you know, that's one thing you can do with it. But of course, you can do anything your imagination thinks of with your white lacquer pen. So that's another fun thing. I see questions. Is the acetate heat resistant? Yes, I have embossed on our acetate. This is so a little lesson on acetate because we like to, you know, we are, I don't know, what do you want to call it? At Hero, we like to have as much of a green philosophy as possible. This is true plastic. So this is not so green. This is our card panels that are really plasticky. The other thing that we have is true acetate, which is plant-based and totally, what's the word I'm trying to think of? you know, when it will go back to the earth. Biodegradable is what I was trying to think of. So this one it is heat resistant. The other ones are not. But you know, you can't just put your heat tool on it and keep it there forever. It will melt. But if you're quick with your embossing, you can do embossing on this, and you can also do hot foiling on it, which is really, really pretty to put hot foil on a clear panel and then put that on your card. Yeah, sustainable is another word I was trying to think of, Michelle. Brain went blank. So anywho, so those are all the things, like pretend this is the lacquer pen, and these are all the things that are in the main classic kit. So, I mean, what could be better than that? But wait, there's more. So if you wanted to upgrade to the premium kit, oopsie, I have some thread on my desk. Let's totally get in the way. You get all this. This is all in the premium kit. You start with all the premium stuff. I mean, all the classic stuff in the premium kit. But what also is in there is another adorable stamp set. And you might have seen some of these on the peak countdown peaks that we have been doing. But this really cute dancing critters set. So there's a little bonfire, and this guy has his guitar, and they're all dancing. So what you want to have your imagination picture is this little forest scene where they're all dancing around the fire and celebrating fall with their pumpkins and leaves. So cute. And so there's thank you, leave your worries behind. Let's dance like the leaves in the wind. So you can make some little leaves fluttering around, which is what those look like. I'm doing a happy dance. You make my heart sing, and sending hugs. I'm gonna just, I don't know that my volume is all the way down on my phone, so I'm just making sure it is. Oh, hold on. Foul. Okay. I'm still here, guys, but I just totally messed up my camera. Let me go back to my face for a second while I fix this. Oh my gosh, what did I just do? I was trying to fix my camera and I made it even worse. So bear with me for 1 second here. What not to do when you're live is what I just did. All right, back in the action here. Sorry about that. So anywho, this is so cute. And that is the set. And what other things come in this kit, in the premium version of the kit, is coordinating dies for all those little critters. But then not only are there the ones that cut out the images, there's also a bunch of little standalone dies. There's leaves and a mushroom that are what we call fancy dies. So some of them cut out the images in the set, but then there's also some standalone leaves and mushrooms as well. So really fun, really, really fun. And then there's also our contour ink pad. So have you guys tried our contour ink pad before? This is what we use for no line coloring. And so if you've never tried your hand at no line coloring, this is the time you can do it. It's a very light gray ink when you stamp it out. And so the idea is that you stamp your images with this ink. And what I recommend, if you have a stamping platform, I hope you do by now, because everyone needs a Misty or a stamping platform because they make your life so much easier. But you can stamp it as many times as you need to be able to see it, because the first time you stamp it, it is really light. And it, you know, for me, my eyesight is not as great as it used to be. But I stamp it a few times so I can see it. Do they match? Oh, Ralph, you're asking me a hard question. I don't think they do. I don't think they do. I think they're a little bit, I mean, they're the same look and feel. Well, actually, look at that one. That one is exactly the same size. So I say maybe yes. Maybe they did pull a few of them right directly out of here. But you could definitely, even if they're not the exact same ones, you could definitely layer it up and add some of these leaves to that scene with the frame, I think, for sure. Right? Yes, in the kit, it is this full-size contour ink pad. The classic are the cubes. The colored ones are cubes, but then when you get the premium, it's the full-size contour ink pad. No line coloring is a challenge. I know it is. It is, you know, it takes some practice to get good at it, but doing an ink like this really helps. And then the other thing I just want to show you, and then we'll show some samples. It also has some really pretty glitter paper in it that's from our fall glitter paper duo, and it's the bronze from that, and it's just so gorgeous. So Okay, so let's look at some samples so that you guys can see all the wonderful things that you can make with this. And I have samples tonight from Jennifer Cotis, who I think might be here in the comments, as well as Jane Nelson and Alina Kraus. And so first from Jennifer Cotis, this is, I believe, using the colors in the kit, so you get an idea of what those colors look like, but I'll show you ones using other colors as well. But isn't that pretty? So that's how the stenciling comes together. She did do some white lacquer dots on her mushrooms, which is super cute. Oh, hi, Jennifer. Yeah, I thought you were here. I thought I'd saw your name earlier. So really pretty. And then she used one of the messages in there. She used an add-on stencil, I believe, in the background, just really faintly, but I'll show you that in a minute. But the message works in there perfectly. This is with the classic kit elements. Moving all this back over again. On this one shows that you don't have to do the die with the stencils. This is just the stencils by themselves without the die. And you can see how pretty that looks, right? This one is super gorgeous. On this one, she did a little shaker shake with that acetate, or card panels, as we like to call them. And then just look how pretty that is. She put some sequins in there that are gold and red and white to kind of accent the fun little mushrooms. Very fun. Now, this is one that I got from Alina Kraus. Alina lives near me in Atlanta, in the Atlanta area. If you're familiar with the Atlanta area, she's up in Milton. And I'm in Marietta, so I went on a little drive today to pick up her cards to show tonight. And this one, she stenciled this one still stenciling, just with a different color palette. And I think it's really pretty. I think I just saw a question. Is the white pen going to be available separately in the store? Vicki, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that. I don't think it is right at launch, but if you guys love it, it might be something that we add to our line. We have a lot of other new lacquer pens, and I could see personally wanting a white lacquer pen. So, if you guys think it's fun, then make sure and tell us so that we know that. But anyway, I love the colors that Alina used on here. I think if you didn't want it to be a fall scene, you could still make like a summer scene with this and just do all the leaves in greens and then your red mushrooms and stuff, or whatever color mushrooms you want to do. And I don't think it has to necessarily be for fall. Of course, this happy fall message definitely is for fall. But I think there's lots of ways you could do your window. So now moving on to the classic, which you could do everything I just showed, but also look at this. This is from Jennifer, and she just did that exact scene that I mentioned of all those fun critters dancing around the bonfire, and she did it on a slimline card. These have windows, even though stencils. How? I don't know what you mean by that. The stencils just go around like this, and then the die cuts out the window in the middle. So the center part of that die, dig, 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 here it is. This part cuts out. That part doesn't cut out on the outer side of it. I don't know if that's what you were asking, but so nice. Look at her adorable coloring on these animals. I think I saw somebody ask if it was a wolverine. I think this is a badger and a fox, a bear, and maybe a couple little wolves, I think is what they are supposed to be. This one you could get away with making it maybe a squirrel because it has a little curled tail. But whatever your imagination, it's all imagination here with making it whatever you want. Now, another thing I want to point out, make sure and check out our countdown over the weekend. And actually, there's still time to get some comments in there because we're giving stuff away with the countdown. But Dana Joy from our team did the stenciling all in shades of blue. And oh my gosh, it is so beautiful. So make sure you don't miss that card. Now, here is one from Jennifer where she just used those extra dies I mentioned and cut out a whole bunch of leaves and turned them into a wreath. And she used some of that glitter paper that's in the kit in there as well. So a totally different look than what we've been thinking about with this. Really pretty. Here is one where if you guys can see, she took that contour ink pad and just did some really light stamping on the background of all those little critters to almost make it almost a tone on tone, but it's not white on white, but it's just a very light gray on white to give the background a little something. Can you guys see that on the camera? And then I love how she did the kind of ombre inking of her message using those ink cubes. So pretty. And then she just used her Circle Infinity dies to cut those out along with the glitter paper. All right, so now those of you who are wondering about the contour ink and trying to do no line coloring, this is the main card I went to retrieve from Alina because I wanted to show you. So this is the look you get when you do no line coloring. So no line is just what it says. There's no line. So normally when you stamp these little guys, right, if you do it in black, you can see the outline of the image. But when you do it with the no line with the contour ink and then color it, those lines fade away and it just looks like you maybe drew it yourself and colored it because you don't see the black line. So that's what's fun. You know, I say give it a try. Maybe it's not your thing, but I think it's fun to try new things if you haven't tried it before and see how it comes out. I saw somebody, let's see, Adam says, make a table placement card for Thanksgiving. That is so cool. That's a great idea. I'm sorry I'm missing your comments. I'm trying to look, but it's hard to keep up with everything. All right, so do you want to see? I thought I'd just go ahead and do a quick demo and show you how you do the layering stencils, just in case anyone hasn't before. Is the contour ink pad in the kit? Yes, Sandra, it's in the premium version of the kit. So tomorrow when it launches, I haven't even said, I don't think, when it launches. It launches at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern tomorrow on the Hero Arts website. So make sure and check it out then. So I'm going to show you how I like to do the layering stencils. There's different ways, but this is what I like to do. So like I mentioned, I already cut out this die cut. I'm going to do both. I'm going to show you the one with it die cut and then one without. I'm going to do it kind of together, but I just take a temporary tape and put it onto a sheet of copy paper. And I'm going to take a second one and just let me see if I can get this both on the screen here a little bit. On this one, I'm just going to put a regular card panel. Is this a beginner guide kit? Beginner guide kit. I would say that beginners can do lots of fun things with this, especially what I'm about to show you. This is pretty easy. So Adam, stay tuned and I'll show you how easy these layering stencils are. I would say the part that isn't necessarily beginner with our kits is we don't put any kind of instructions in them. So you do kind of have to figure it out. But we do have, we're going to have a video tomorrow from Mindy Egan on our YouTube channel that will kind of go through everything. That does help explain everything. And there's going to be tons of inspiration. We're going to have a blog hop tomorrow. And then we've also had our countdown posts over the weekend. So I think with all of that, you can kind of see, oh, Adam, I don't mind at all that you're new to card making. I think that's wonderful. We love new people to card making. That's great. I didn't think through the colors I'm going to use on this. Let's see. I'm going to do, so this is not the cat. I'm going to do caramel on this layer, I think. And then I'll do red on this layer because it's the caps. Some of these things you might want to kind of change up because there's, I don't know, I'm just going to do it and you can play with the colors once you have your own stencils. This one I'm going to do with the brown, I think. No, I'm going to do, sorry, I'm thinking. I'm going to go ahead and do this. Yeah, that's how I'm going to do the colors. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, okay, would it be easier to stencil before die cutting? I think it's easier to die cut first just because it can be a little harder to line up that die on the panel that we already stenciled. But let's look at that. Once I get it all stenciled, we can decide what we think of that. I didn't get out any brushes. Wait on me for just a second here as I finish this, figure this out. Here's a red brush. I need brushes for my other two colors. Don't mind the purple on these. These were used at shows and they're purple, but that's fine. Will there be another Joanne kit? They launch the first Thursday of every month. Stellar Crafts by Pam. Anything about Joanne kit is mostly on the Joanne website. So if you're interested in that, I would say go figure that out. I mean, not figure it out. Go check there for that. All right. Rosie saying to Adam that she was new to card making when she started subscribing. And I will say she's been a kind friend to Hero Arts for a really long time now. All right, so I'm just adding in this first color, which is caramel. And I really, like I said, I'm just doing it. I didn't really think through my colors before I started doing it. I was thinking of doing an all purple one just because, but thought I should show you the ones that are in the kit. All right, so the other thing I want to show you on these stencils up in the corners, there are these alignment marks. And so I'll put some ink right in those alignment marks as well. And the reason I'm doing this on copy paper like this is I like to use the alignment marks, but I don't want to have to use a great big piece of paper because that just, I don't want to, a great big piece of my nice cardstock is what I mean by that. I want to be able to save my nice cardstock for things other than just taking up too much space to stencil, if that makes sense. So on this one, again, this is just a card panel with no ink. Oh my goodness. A card panel with no die cutting. And again, I put some temporary adhesive on the back of my panel to keep it in place. I'm not going to move my panels that I'm inking until I'm all done. I'm again going to go in the corners for these. Okay. So now you can see the first color is down on both the one that's die cut and the one that is not die cut and is just the stencils. And now I'm going to move on to the next stencil. And they are labeled in the corner. It says A, B, and C in the corner. The other thing I always do is I keep the Hero Arts logo. If you can see, there's a logo there. I always keep that in my bottom right corner. Then I know I'm lining up all the stencils in the right orientation, as with respect to each other. So that's an easy way to do that. So now I'm going to take this next stencil and I'm just going to use those alignment guides to put it right where I need it to be. Now it isn't too hard to just look through the stencil and also make sure that you're lined up, which I'm going to do a little better right there. But see, okay, I didn't mean for that to happen. I didn't put enough tape on there. So I am going to have to reposition that one, but that was a user error on my part. I'll do this one first so that you can see how easy it is once you have the little guides there. The other one, I just moved my bottom panel, which is not what I meant to do. All right, so there's that. And this layer I'm doing in red. I think I saw somebody asking if Hero's going to have a warehouse sale this fall. That hasn't been announced yet, but I would say make sure you're subscribed to our newsletter and following our social media and stuff, because there's a good chance that might happen. Okay, so I'm going to, this is the great thing about demos. I can teach you guys what not to do, right? I was not quite far enough down on my panel because this stencil goes up higher than the first one I put down. So I'm a little bit off the edge there. No big deal, but just an FYI, when you're doing this, make sure you're lining up with your panel on the side, the one that goes up the highest or takes up the most space, if you know what I'm saying. Let's see. I don't think I see anything else. Ralph. Well, I'm glad I taught you something tonight, my friend. All right. So this one, I'm going to have to just make sure it's down. And then I'm going to make sure and line it back up again because I messed up and it moved on me. So I'm not lined up with my corners anymore. You guys follow me on what happened with this one? That was just a little user error on my part. So this one, I am just eyeballing it and getting it in the right place. Okay. Meg did the same thing, stenciled off the panel a little bit. Yeah, I can just make that a trimmed down panel for my card where it's really close to the size. Not a big deal. And because, I have it taped down, but I'm just holding it just to try to help make sure it doesn't go anywhere. All right, so there's my next layer. And then I forgot to redo my corners. Oh my gosh, I'm not batting 1,000 tonight, but that's okay. Adam, do you live in the Bay Area of California? Because that is where the warehouse is. And when they do the warehouse sale, they open it up right there in California. And it's kind of fun if you get to go. Of course, it's pretty far from me, so I don't get to go unless I want to make a special flight out there for the sale. I'm on the other side of the country. Okay. Yep. Warm fall colors. I did not pick good choices for these leaves, but that's okay. You guys get the idea. You would think better through your colors because I'm making like brown leaves with red veins, and that's probably not what I should have done, but you get the idea. This is just giving you the idea. You can also do kind of, you can select areas to do one color and do others another color. Like maybe I wanted to just come in and make my pine cone brown, but I wanted to make the leaves orange. You can do that as you are stenciling. But I didn't think through this very well. So I'm having a lot of brown leaves, but you get the idea. I'm just trying to show you how the layering stencils work. So you will be smarter with your color choices. I have confidence in that. Although it doesn't look terrible. It looks kind of cool, actually. Yeah, there's no rules, right? No rules at all. I will have to make the purple one, though. The one that's all purple inspired by Dana's all blue one. I think that'll be fun. Which is completely not realistic, but super fun. All right, and then we'll do this last one here, and then you'll see. So, Ralph's saying everything is brown in Texas. Yeah, it's so hot down there. So I'm making a Texas fall. I used to live in Austin, Texas, actually, and so I'm thankful now I live in some place that actually gets color on the leaves. I hope we have a good fall this year. You never know for sure how good it's going to be here. But I love seeing the color on the leaves. Growing up in Michigan, fall was always my absolute favorite. I loved going to the apple orchards and everything like that. Okay, so without any further ado, here are my two panels. And you can see how quick and easy that was, relatively speaking. My colors are a little weird, but you get the idea of how that all comes together. And so you don't have to spend hours and hours and hours coloring. You just use the stencils. And you can see how you can either do it with the die or without the die and get really cool cards. And so somebody had asked about lining it up afterwards with the die. Let me find my die again. It's in my pile somewhere. So it's not a frame die, you know what I'm saying? So there's not openings to see through, but let's see if we can see well enough to do it. You would have to kind of, I mean, you can pretty much scoot it on. It might not be 100% perfect, but I think you could do a pretty good job with lining it up like that. Personally, I just like to die cut first. I don't know why, but I think you can do it either way. Let's go ahead and run this through my machine and see how close to correct I am, which will probably be really bad because that's the way my night's going, but oh, Gail, I bet up north in Michigan, fall must be beautiful. I miss Michigan. Michigan in the fall was my favorite. I grew up in Michigan and went to Michigan State and lived there until I finished college and went off to Texas. All right, I'm stepping to the side to do my die cutting. Hold on one second here. I'm just popping that center part out because it separates when I die cut. Yeah, that worked just fine. I think I lined it up pretty darn well. So, you know, you could pop up these leaves a little to give your card dimension and all the little mushrooms. But again, I was up too high and I did weird colors. So let's go back and remember what the talented people like Jennifer Cotis do and Alina Krauss, and then look at all the wonderful examples on the countdown this past few days as well. All right. So in addition to the main kit, the classic and the premium kits, and all the wonderful things that come in them, back to our checklist, there is something on here called premium elements. What premium elements means is if you just wanted to get the things that are extra in the premium kit. So the premium elements would be the contour pad, the glitter paper, the cute little critter set, and the matching dies. Those are the things that make the kit premium. And so if you wanted to only get these, they're available as well. We do that because some people are classic subscribers and it might become a month where they wish they had done premium. I will say it costs more this way to get it like this rather than just, you know, subscribing to premium to begin with. But if that's all you wanted, that is an option now. It has been for a few months now. People asked for it, and so we did it for you. All right, so in addition to all the kit things, the main kits, the kits are only available on heroarts.com, but we have all these other things that we call add-ons or our monthly release that are at Hero Arts, and they're also at all of our wonderful retailers that carry Hero Arts. So if you have a local store that you love and you want to get any of these things, please support them because stores are wonderful. I absolutely love our independent scrapbook and stamp stores, and I want them to stick around forever. So make sure and support them with these things. A lot of them have websites as well, too. Meg, I can't wait to see yours and your weird colors. You know, weird colors unite. I mean, they're not weird. They're what come in the kit, but just my order of doing them was maybe a little strange. But so these add-ons, they're also available at like the big retailers that carry Hero, like Simon Says Stamp and scrapbook.com and all those as well. Yes, I have all the add-ons on hand to show and tell. That's what I'm about to get into, Ralph. You betcha. All right, so the first one here on the list is called Hello Fungi. Hello Fungi. So at Hero Arts, you can either buy a bundle, which is the stamps and the dies together, or you can buy just the clear set on its own. You cannot buy the dies separately. So if you love the dies, make sure and buy them when you buy the whole bundle, and don't think you can grab them later because you'll have to buy the bundle. So we don't sell them separately. So it's a really fun little scene of mushrooms and flowers and ferns and stuff. Kind of ferns. They give the feel of ferns. And then little mushrooms on their own, some cute little diamond thingies that can be like the magical florist is glowing a little bit or something. It says, hope your day is pure magic. Thanks so much. We love our puns at Hero Arts. Hello, Fungi. Sending you mush love. Super cute. And I think the artists love this one because they used it quite a lot on this in their card samples. But here is one from Jane, and Jane Nelson. She is a gal after my own heart. She did purples and greens, which I love. And her coloring is always with colored pencils. And can you see in there? She does such a gorgeous job with her coloring. And she used our scallop rectangles to cut out her panel, which I also love. And then we have one from Alina Krause, actually two from Alina Krause that are similar but different. And so you can see her fun coloring. And I think she, well, she didn't put it on the back because I just got them from her last minute. This one might be Copics. I think it might be. This one looks like it could be pencil. I don't know if you're here, Alina, but I love her cards. And then she used a beautiful new bold print in the background. Let's hold on that for a minute. I'll show you that in just a second. But so pretty. I love this set. It's so much fun. But the next one is even more a favorite of mine from this release. And this one is called Happy Gnomes. And it's so cute, you guys. Oh my gosh. And these haven't been in the countdown. So this is literally the first you're seeing these ones. And again, these will all be available on heroarts.com tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, or they will be on at your favorite retailers tomorrow. All right. I'm not sure why I'm seeing a lot of Dionne Warwick in the comments, but she's wonderful. All right. This one, again, is called Happy Gnomes, and it has the little man and woman gnome that are so cute, and they're looking at each other, and you put the little heart up above them. A little gnome sitting on his mushroom, a little boy gnome holding a leaf, a snail. We have some leaves and mushrooms. And then there's happy birthday, sending a little happiness, and there is gnome one like you. another one of our puns. And then some of the samples. Well, here's one sample using it from Jane Nelson, and she made it kind of a lovey-dovey heart card, but it doesn't, of course, have to be that with this set. But that is so cute, isn't it? And then you'll see some of these gnomes on some of her other cards for some of the other products. But I just want to show you, this is one thing I was playing with earlier. So I did a whole bunch of coloring of these little images that I need to turn into cards. But you can see how cute they all are. Little messages. So what I like to do when I get a set like this with all these fun little things in here to color is, let me see if I have it here. Yes, I put them all in my MISTI, and then I just stamp out a whole bunch of panels with them. And then I just have this all ready to go, and I can just sit and color. I can color while I'm watching TV. Not really. Usually I can't see because up in our living room, I need bright light and readers because I can't see anything. So, um, but anyway, that's how I do that. And then I just die cut them out. Of course, if you're mass producing, you can go the other direction where you have them already set up in your MISTI and with the holes, I guess, for putting in die cuts to make it really lined up well. Yeah, that's a great idea, Neva. We should have some different hair on these gnomes. I appreciate that comment, and I think that's a great suggestion. Unfortunately, this is the way this one is, but cute, huh? Really, really cute. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and put these back in my little container and maybe make a card this week to share. And I colored those with my Olo markers, if you were curious. And I did add little white gel pen dots to their cheeks because that's so stinking cute. All right. The next stamp on our list, if we're going down the list here, is the Ginkgo Leaves Pattern Bold Prints. Now our bold prints are 6x6 red rubber background stamps. And I love this one with all those ginkgo leaves, really fun. This one you could do so many things with. You could just die cut it. You could just stamp it and emboss it in gold on like a green or a purple or a different colored cardstock. I think that would be beautiful, or any metallic color of embossing. You can color each one individually. It's really fun to color, really big images, so they're easy to color. You could do kind of tone on tone for a really subtle background with it. And that's kind of what happened here on Jane's card. She just did it. She kind of did an ombre of stamping. So she inked it up with yellow and then green and then blue and then stamped that all out. And then she went in with ink blending of those same colors in those same areas. So can you see how her stamping is in yellow and then green and then blue? So she just inked it up partially. You can also have that in your MISTI and just ink up one part at a time, stamp it, do the next part, however you like to do that. Some people take a blending brush to kind of blend the colors together right on their stamp. All right. So this is that same little guy who's in the gnome set. Really cute. And it's funny, she colored him exactly kind of opposite of what I did. I did green and blue. She did blue and green. Kind of cute. Anyway. All right. The next one, I don't even know how to say this word. Acanthus. This is the Acanthus bold print. Look at the details of that one. How pretty is that? And so this one, here's a sample from Jane. I love this blue on blue. It's really striking. You can see what that background looks like. So pretty. And then she paired it with that mushroom set from earlier, the Hello Fungi mushroom set. And then remember I said we'd go back to a couple of Alina's cards from the mushrooms, and that's the same one. That's the bold print that she used in the background of these as well. Again, I think this would be absolutely stunning if you embossed it like in gold. I'm on a gold embossing kick, I guess, but I think that would be gorgeous. It would be really pretty to maybe I'm going to have to try pressing this one into paste. No, I don't think so, because the details, I think the paste would just get stuck down in there rather than doing a nice texture. So don't think I'll try that technique with this one. If you guys are in the mixed media group, you might know what I'm talking about. Okay, and then now we're into our fancy dies. This one is called Fall Gnome Fancy Die. So he's a little bit bigger than these other gnomes that we had in the stamp set, right? He's like a big guy. And he has all kinds of things to make a little scene. He has a lantern, a basket, there's leaves and a mushroom, a little flower or star, whatever you want it to be, a pipe, and a little pumpkin. Really, really cute. And here is Jane's version. So what she did was she just cut him from different colors of cardstock, maybe added a little bit of ink on there to give it a little depth, just a little blending, and paper pieced it a little. But you could also cut it out and then color it with your markers, your watercolors, whatever you like to color with, your pencils. So different ways you can make him. And then she used one of the gnome sentiments from the stamp set. On her background here, she used our reactive inks and then put water down on them to do the water reaction. So that's what that is in the background. All right, and this one can kind of go with the gnomes, or it can be its own thing. This one is Tree Stump Fancy Die. You can see it's this big stump, and then there are mushrooms and little greenery that you can use to decorate your stump. And here's an example from Jane. She made a bunch of little red-capped mushrooms, some, I don't know, what do you call it when it's like right on the, I'm drawing a blank on what that's called when it's right on the tree. The other kind of fungi, I don't know. And then she compared it with her cute little gnome that she colored from the other set. You could also have a gnome standing on top of it. Let's see. Like here, he could be standing right on top of the stump. And if you had a bigger card, it would get a little bit big, but you could have that guy standing on top of the stump as well, or sitting next to it, standing next to it. So super fun. The critters would be fun with it too. Yes. Bracket fungi. Thank you, Lois. I don't think I would have ever come up with bracket fungi, so I guess I just didn't even know what it was called. All right, so that is fun. And I like she colored his leaf green instead of the fall colors. Like I said, I think you can use these year round. It doesn't just have to be for fall cards, for sure. And then I'm going to keep that aside because the next thing we're going to talk about is the Leaves and Swirls stencil. Let me get a piece of, this is gorgeous, guys. Leaves and Swirls stencil. So pretty. It's a pretty good firm stencil. It's not super duper delicate. So you could put a lot of pastes and things through this and it would, I think, stand up to it, which, you know, with mixed media, that's one thing I love to, I love other stencils as well that are more delicate, but if I can put some pastes and things through this, it makes me happy. So here is a card that Jane did, and she put our gold hero paste through the stencil on a purple background, and it's stunning. I don't know if you can see. So our gold hero paste has a little bit of a shimmer to it. It's so pretty. So you can kind of see that in there. You could also do gold wax. You could do glitter paste, all kinds of paste through there. You could color our paste and put it through. And of course, you don't have to use paste. You could also ink blend through the stencil, which I wanted to show this card that we were just talking about. That's what Jane did on the back of that. Can you see how it is kind of green on green? I hope I feel like the lighting is way darker on my screen than it looks in real life. So I'm sorry if it's hard to see, but really pretty stencil. Fun, fun, fun. All right, the last thing that is part of the add-ons is our Pumpkin and Leaves Hero Transfers. So we have been loving the Hero Transfers, which are our rub-ons. And look at how fun this set is. It has pumpkins and gourds and mushrooms and leaves and all the fall things. So I love to use the Hero Transfers, the rub-ons. Okay, Lee's saying we can see it. Good, good, I'm glad. I love to use these on cards, of course, but I also love to use them to decorate things like my planner. Like you can make a really fun planner spread with these. Has anyone not seen how rub-ons work? Would anyone like me to show you? Because I've shown it on several lives now, so I don't want to bore you if you know perfectly well how they work. But if anybody wants to see me do it, I'm happy to. But while I'm waiting for that answer, hello from NYC. Hello, hello. All right. The other thing I want to talk about is every month we have a Get Them All version of, where it's not the kit, but all these add-ons that I just showed, they are our Get Them All. So you can order them all in one big bundle. It's called Get Them All September. And it's always at a discounted price compared to buying them all individually. But then this month, we're even throwing in some bonus goodies in the Get Them All, which we've never done before as well. And this time we're putting in this cute little washi tape. Yeah, it says Hero Arts in there. This was from a previous kit. I don't even know which one. I can't remember. But we had some extras. So we're going to put this into the Get Them All as a little bonus because it goes so well with this theme this month, right? So really, really fun. Christina, I'm not sure what you're yelling yes to, but sounds like we have some newbies. That would be great. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and show you. It only takes a second, so why not? Let's just show you. So when you get the rub-ons, it comes with 2 sheets of them, and it comes with a little stick. And so the popsicle stick is what you use for doing the actual rubbing. And what I do is I take my scissors and I just cut out the thing that I'm going to rub on. I'll just do this pumpkin to show you real quick. You get out a piece of cardstock. Michelle loves the get them all button. I'm so glad. I'll get this out of the way. All right, so when you cut it out, there's a piece that has the actual image on it and then a white backer. We're going to get rid of the backer. And then I'm just going to, I don't know what I'm going to do with this, but I'm going to just put it right here in the corner. Once you kind of touch it to your cardstock or your whatever you're rubbing it onto, it sticks a little bit. So you don't want to, you want to be ready. Once it hits the paper, it's going to kind of stay there. So you want to be ready and have it where you want it to be. And then you just take the stick and you rub. You try to get all over the whole thing. And so what you do now is you grab the corner of it. And sorry, I was coloring earlier and I was coloring my fingers. I don't know why. Do you guys do that when you're Copic coloring your fingers? All right, so if it feels like any place isn't coming off, you just put it back down and rub again. So I just pull it up slowly, checking to make sure it all transferred, and that's it. That's how easy it is, and then it's on there. And so, you know, you can make a card with that, and they're these cute little ready-to-use images. We've had lots of hero transfers now. Let me just show you. I keep mine in a little, just a little 6x8 scrapbook. But here are some of the holiday ones that we have. If you go to the hero transfer section of the website, you'll see all of these. And I just keep them here in my little binder. This was from the July kit. Oops, I need to add some here. I don't know why I have empty pages. This was from May. These are our collage backgrounds, which are great. These were from the summer release. This was from February, but then we added it into our line. We had a Valentine's one. And then these are the ones that started it in spring. So, oh, actually, no, this started it a year ago. We did this in a kit. I forgot. So anyway, love all the rub-ons. They're so easy to use. Let's see. Can you use rub-ons on wood? Yes, I have actually. I had a little wood slice and I rubbed onto that. It totally worked. I'll just show you. Sorry, some of you have seen this before, but this is my planner that I don't really use, but I like to use as an example. So here I took the butterflies from February that are now available and I just decorated my page with them. And so I like to use the rub-ons like that. Like, if you remember seeing that in my notebook, that's all rub-on. And so I would decorate my planner that I should be using to actually, you know, keep track of things in. But instead I'm just using it as a demo, I guess. Here's some of the collage rub-ons. That looks really cool there in the corner. And I think I saw somebody say she puts them on envelopes. That's a great idea. So yeah, they're called Hero Transfers. We have a whole line of them, but I love the new ones for fall. They're so cute. And you can rub on top of each other. So let me cut out my little mushroom here. And they are kind of translucent. So you can see what's behind it a little bit, which makes, you know, if it's an image like this, maybe it's not super ideal to do it on top of each other because you can kind of see. But I'll show you it does work. So I'm going to just put my little mushroom on top of my pumpkin. Now I don't want to rub where there's no transfer because I might scrape it like I just did a little bit. So you got to be careful of that. So on top of each other, layered together. Super fun, right? Can I use it as a temporary tattoo? I don't think so. I don't think it'll work on skin, but if you want to give it a try, go ahead. But I'm pretty sure that's a limitation of it. All right, so that is pretty much everything. There is a September accessory bundle, so look for that tomorrow. I don't have it here to show you. It's basically taking some things from the warehouse that we had and thought went with this theme and put them together as a bundle that you can get if you want some more goodies to play with. And then also there's 3 printables. So this is actually a card that Alina made with one of the printables, which is the mushroom printables. So this is something she actually printed out on her computer and then colored in. So we do have digital offerings every month. They're really low price and they can be fun to print out and color or use for, you know, whatever kind of thing you might want to use some digital. You could use some of these digital kit items like in a scrapbook or whatever you might want to use a digital image in. So those are 3 that we will have tomorrow. We have a whole digital section on our website, so make sure and check that out. So again, just backing up to the main kit and the premium kit, just to make sure you remember what is in that, because it's awesome and you guys definitely need it. I have a little piece of cardstock stuck in there, but we have our beautiful window frame. We have the layering stencils. We have the 4 colors of ink. I'm off the screen a little. Sorry, guys. We have the acetate sheets. We have the white lacquer pen, which I was faking it with my glue, but it's this kind of thing. And then we have the messages. This is all in the classic kit, which is a ton of stuff and really great value. And again, the cards that you can make with this, scooting it farther down. These are some examples of the cards you can make with this. And this is called the classic kit. Now, if you want to step it up and get the premium, we have the cute little critters stamp set, which put that behind there so you can see it. The coordinating dies that have the few little fancy dies as well that are mushrooms and leaves. We have the contour ink pad for you to try out and try your hand at no line coloring. And then the beautiful glitter paper. And that's all in the premium kit. Everything is in the premium kit. And some of the cards you could make with some of the premium items are all the fun little critters dancing around the fire. You could cut out all those little standalone leaves and make a frame or whatever you want to do with them. Contour ink critters on the background as a little tone-on-tone stamping. And then, of course, trying your hand at no line coloring, which is what that is right there. So I think it's a super fun release. And I hope you enjoy it. Question, are the other seasonal wreaths still available? Do you mean the window dies, Mary? Oops. Like this, the bee and florals and the poinsettia, they are definitely still available. And they have matching stencils and they're really fun, really fun. So again, it releases tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern. This checklist, if you wanted to have it to refer to, I put it, let me see if I can still do it again. Yeah, it's still in my cut and paste. I put it in the comments one more time. So you can look through it and make a wish list for tomorrow. If there's any other questions, I'll wait for a second, but I'll go back to my face. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it gives you some ideas of some of the things you might want tomorrow when we launch. And look for tomorrow. We're going to have a big blog hop with our creative team and some of our friends using all these fun products. Oh, somebody mentioned the Stamp-along, Sandra. Yes, let's talk about the Stamp-along for just one brief moment, because we have our holiday Stamp-along coming November 4th and 5th. It's on the website as well, on heroarts.com. Search for Stamp-along and you'll find it. These are, I should have changed out this slide. You can see me behind here. Hi. It's a bad slide. But anyway, those are the artists who are joining us, including Ralph, who was here in the comments. Michelle was in the comments, and lots of other great artists. Kathy Zielski and Jennifer McGuire, Dana Joy, Nicole Spohr, Lydia Fiedler, Shannon Pelletier, Jessica Frost-Ballas, Alina Krause, whose cards I was showing. So really great. We also have a bundle, which is temporarily right now out of stock. This is the Stamp-along bundle. It is optional, but it will be back in stock soon. So if you want to get the bundle for the Stamp-along, you just hit the notify me on there, and that will make it so that we know that you want it. And it'll make it so you get an email when it comes back in stock. My brain wasn't working there. Ooh, a whole bunch of comments came by while I was off that screen. So let me make sure there aren't any questions real quick, and then I will let you go. We'll have a winner announcement in the mixed media group soon. Yes, our embossing powders that we were giving away. That was Lee reminding me that I need to do that yet tonight. All right. I guess that's it. So yay. Thank you all for being here tonight. I really appreciate it. And we always appreciate your support of our releases. We're so thankful for all of you. So thank you and have a good night. And we will see you tomorrow. Bye.